Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 251 of the show with no name. I'm your humble host, Nick, and in today's episode, we're going to be visiting the Fairmount Memorial Park. This is a huge cemetery out in Spokane, Washington, and this is part one of what's probably going to be about a 25-part series that I'm going to be doing on this cemetery. Much like my Greenwood Memorial Terrace series, this cemetery has a lot of history out here in Spokane, Washington, and there were a lot of important people that are buried here. This episode's going to be about the Snyder family, and I'm going to start off talking about John R. Snyder. And he was born sometime in the year 1829, and I don't know where. And he would pass away on April 2nd, 1895, at the age of 66. His wife, Elizabeth Cleveland Snyder, was born in New York in October of 1841, and she would pass away on January 31st, 1920, at the age of 78. She would pass away one morning after an illness of over 21 months. She was a member of the church for many years. I'm not sure what compelled me to start this series off talking about the Snyder family, because nothing really crazy happened with any of them. They were just a normal family out here in Spokane, Washington. I think it's because of their beautiful family headstone here that they have, and it just drew me in. But I did find one really rather interesting story about a man named Lester Snyder. Lester was one of John and Elizabeth Snyder's sons, and he died a rather interesting death. He was a bank teller here in Spokane, Washington, and he died one night on his desk, and even the janitor thought that he was sleeping. I found some articles here in the Spokesman Review that talked about it a little bit. Lester's little brother, Arthur Snyder, was born on February 18th, 1868 in Illinois, and he would pass away on February 21st, 1889 in Spokane at the young age of 21. His cause of death was typhoid fever. Through studying these families, I can kind of get an idea of their migration paths, which is pretty interesting. So I can tell that they started out in at least New York before coming here from somewhere in Europe. And then from New York, they made their way to Illinois. And then finally here to Spokane, Washington, where they lived out the rest of their lives. John and Elizabeth's oldest son, William Snyder, was born sometime in 1858 in Illinois, and he would pass away on January 21st, 1932, at the age of 73. He is buried in an unmarked grave here with his family, next to his wife, Edna Snyder, who is also unmarked. The three brothers had a sister, and her name was Ida May, and she was born on December 13th, 1867 in Illinois, and she would pass away in her home on January 24th, 1911, at the age of 43. Her cause of death was complications due to a stroke. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is part one of many of this amazing cemetery out here in Spokane that I'm going to be taking you guys through over the next couple of months. Thank you.